Happy Halloween, everyone. So here's the final video of Inktober, and it's the last 10 drawings. I thought there was no point doing kind of like a 7-day drawing. Oh my god, I can't speak. 7-day video and then like a couple of days in another video, so I just thought I'd amalgamate it into one. So here's 10. I'll do it a bit differently so I don't go over the video time. I'll go through each drawing in detail now, and then a bit of an overview at the end when I'm flicking through it. So yeah, at the moment you can see I am just inking in this, well, a minute ago anyway, I was just inking in that elephant. These first 4 drawings, I was actually at home and I saw a lot of ornaments. I took photos and kind of did drawings from those because I've got a lot of animal ornaments and weird ornaments in the house at home, so I did that when I was visiting. So this first drawing is an elephant. I think the ornament was made out of jade. Yeah, again, these first 4 drawings were done in my Faber Castel Pitt Pen because you know how much I love that pen at the moment. So yeah, day 22 was the elephant. Day 23 was kind of like this African looking sculptured dude. Yeah, there was a lot of detail in that really. Day 24 is a gecko, which is made out of brass. And day 25 is a hippo. I don't know what stone it's made out of, but it's a carved stone, I think. Day 26 is actually a drawing of a fairy kind of like garden sort of thing that I made out of Fimo clay. So that was I just did a sketch of that. Day 27 is a quick drawing of a guitar that I've got in my apartment with some musical notes. Day 28 is actually I made, do you know those water brushes, those Pentel water brushes? I put a bit of India ink and then I actually put some rubbing alcohol to make my own kind of like Copic marker, I would say, sort of thing. So I made that and I just dripped it over the page and kind of manipulated it to look like a ghost, because I thought we're nearing Halloween at that point, and you know, I just thought I'll do a ghost. So I did that, and because it's alcohol, it actually went straight through the paper really badly actually, and it's crinkled up the paper, so I actually had to stick it to the next page so that I was able to draw on the next page. So that's what I've done. So that's why day 29 and 30 are on very crinkly page, but anyway. So yeah, 29 is what you can see I'm doing here on the filming. I use my Liquitex inks again, and I know it looks very similar to, what day was it? Day 6. I know it's the same similar type pumpkin, but actually this is a different pumpkin that I took a photo of. And I've always liked when you go trick-or-treating, when I was younger anyway, people would have a sweet like bowl, like you'd put your hand in to go and get some sweets out, and like a hand would pop out, like a creepy ghouly hand. So I thought I'd replicate that but in a pumpkin, so this ghouly hand's kind of like breaking out of this pumpkin, and there's kind of like, not blood, I know it looks pink and maybe it is a bit of blood, I don't know. The inside of the pumpkin are kind of dripping off the hand. And surprisingly, I have 5 colours of Liquitex inks: gold, copper, silver, white and black, and when you mix them it's actually surprising what colours you can get. I kind of got this weird skin tone there that you can see, kind of like a pale skin tone, so it was quite good and adventurous to kind of try out. So yeah, I did that with that. Day 30 is a witch's hat, again with my Faber Castel Pitt Pen. Just a lot of cross hatching to get the kind of like textures in there. After I've done this, actually I found some Winsor & Newton green ink that I'd really like to use, so I might actually add a bit of green ink to that hat, just to make it look a bit more spooky. Yes, so I just thought I might do that, so that's the hat. And of course today is Halloween, and my favourite Halloween film, which is probably a lot of people's favourite Halloween film, is the Nightmare Before Christmas. And so I did the iconic, do you know, like front cover. I didn't draw Sally in here. I know a lot of people might be disappointed with that, but I just like Jack as the main feature, and I just wanted him in the centre and I simplified it a little bit. I didn't do some of the background, but again, this is done with black and white Liquitex acrylic ink, and do you know what, I'm so surprised. I added so much ink, I added so much water, and none of it went through this paper, and this paper is terrible paper. It's not meant for paints or anything, so I thought it would go through, but it really didn't, and if anything, it didn't ruffle up the paper or anything. I'm just so surprised by it, as you can hear. Yes, and the blending was amazing. I was using some, I think it's Rowney graduate paintbrushes, I think. Yeah, I just used that, and then of course I did the pumpkins in my copper and gold Liquitex ink just to add a bit of pop of colour there, and I did that, and I did a bit of gold and white mixed together to make the moon colour there, and added detail with my Pitt pen in the end, and then that's it really. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this final piece, and again, I am so surprised with this Liquitex ink, and I am going to definitely get some more. I'm going to ask for some more for Christmas anyway. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with it, and I'd really like to do some more paintings in this sketchbook with it, really. Because if you haven't noticed, this sketchbook is my inking sketchbook. I just have inks in here, nothing, no paint or anything, so that's why I'd love to use the Liquitex inks in here to almost mimic painting. Yeah, so I'll let you watch the rest of the video, and then when it gets to flicking through all the pages, I'll just chime in and do a quick description again of them. So thank you for watching. Anyway, in fact, this has prompted me to say something else. I actually put my inks in these are old candle holders that I cleaned out, and I mixed the black and whites in different quantities to create, you know, different greys, and of course the black and white by themselves, and this is how I mix the colours with a paintbrush, and as you can see, they really do blend really, really well, and I really suggest anyone do a piece of artwork with just these Liquitex inks, because they're just fantastic. And of course I signed in my Jelly Roll pen. So okay, this is the flick through in real time, so you can see it all. Yeah, so there is the elephant and the the portrait type face I did, the gecko and the hippo. A lot of cross-hatching. I tried doing shading with cross-hatching, and I must say, as an overview of this 30-day challenge, Inktober, I feel like towards the end, when I sat down and made time to do it more than rushing like with the previous weeks, I felt like I have improved a lot with inking, and I've enjoyed Inktober a lot more towards the end here, and I'm actually quite proud of finishing it and managing to do an ink every day. So there is the drawing based on my Fimo clay creation that I made, and that's just a quick guitar. I realise that it's probably not in proportion or anything, but you know, I was just sketching it out, and that's my handmade ink pen drawing. And as you may have noticed, I did more Halloweeny stuff towards the end just to finish it off. And that's the pumpkin. I think in a second I just wiggle it about so you can see the metallic look to it. Another thing with these Liquitex inks is when you mix them, together, the metallic kind of loses it. When you mix it with non-metallic ink, it kind of loses the metallic sheen. So you can actually try a lot of different things with just very minimal colours, really. Excuse me. And this is the ending, The Nightmare Before Christmas ending. Yeah, rather enjoyed doing that. So thank you for watching, and I do suggest anyone else do the same challenge. So yeah, thank you. Bye. Inside, and I use my Pitt pen just to cover the background. Not my Pitt pen, my brush pen, to cover the background there and make this sort of thing. I don't know what it is, just random. The next day, again, I was really struggling for time. I didn't know what to draw, so I just drew a